Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Chicago Reacts. Today, and by we I mean me, Gunner, and him, Jose, are going to be reacting to Heavy Flamer Heresy by Russian Badger. It was suggested by Sver Johan Berg. Apologies if I messed that up entirely, but, can't do everything around here. So, let's get into it.
So I actually have some questions about this.
Oh,
you guys
okay.
haven't been doing Warhammer since the last reaction to Bricky. Have you guys checked out anything in the meantime?
Oh, yeah.
There was something about the orc clans, but I was kind of spaced out for it.
I spent like probably an
Spaced
entire
out.
night watching whoever's YouTube videos it is who talks a lot about Warhammer stuff. I was learning a lot about the Dark Eldar because that's my spirit people.
And I was not cognizant for a lot of that.
He was not conscious, I don't think, for most of it. It was like hours. I spent literal hours just like mindlessly. It's good. It's good.
Okay, so you remember one of the first videos that you guys watched was the video, was actually the comedy video where they were on the Orc planet. He was talking about a video game and how they all have British accents, and that's when you were first getting into it. So this video is the second video by Russian Badger on Warhammer. So are you ready to watch this?
I'm as ready as I could ever be for Russian Badger.
Yeah, let's hit it. Oh, dude.
But you gotta test. This is probably the better video of the two.
Oh wow, it's long, 20 minutes.
Brother, get the flamer. The heavy flamer.
Oh man. Yeah, that's a heavy flamer. That guy's name is Lolly Rick.
I would like to file a complaint.
I love how indiscriminate you
That's
are.
not cool, guys.
I don't need to whip it like a noodle in a swimming pool. Like, what the fuck?
It looks like one of the dildo things from Saints Row. I'm sorry.
Good reference.
The time has come, brothers. No mercy.
Can you imagine a Saints Row type game in the
/heresy
Warhammer
alert.
universe?
If you're offended when someone goofs up the lore or talks shit about your favorite chapter
so
of Space
cool.
Marines,
Yeah, right. Let's talk about that. Oh,
It'd be like that.
welcome
be
to
like
the
that.
grim
All the
darkness
time.
of the
It'd be
future,
like
where
that.
peace, happiness, and prosperity have been replaced by war, death, and destruction. Not necessarily in that order, but necessarily in mass quantities.
I will endure 1,000 deaths before I yield.
In the last
Well,
Sure.
episode,
that's not
9 months ago,
possible.
we were introduced to the sentient fungi known as the orcs,
nice.
the corn-worshipping heretics known as the forces of chaos that make the civilian casualties of World War II look like a picnic,
Skulls for the skull throne! Blood for the blood god!
list of
Wow.
ornate
Very
massacres.
impractical
This
building
list is
supplies.
incomplete. You can help by expanding it.
Corn!
And most importantly, the Space Marines of the Imperium of Man, led by the venerate Emperor himself.
We are one in the Emperor and the will of man.
And
Great
as much as I'd
purple
love
guy.
to hear about your hyper-intelligent Dark Elder waifu, the dumbass weeaboo space communists, and the rattle me bones robots, the Xenos stealing your shit this time around are the
The bones
Gene
still
Stealer
have
Tyranids.
boobs?
Your infestation spreads no further.
I'm down with
It
the
may
commies.
sound
It's
like
the go with your
despotic deja
tail.
vu
You know,
for
they
someone
got
to be
guns.
stealing your shit again, but that's
Tankies.
usually the way these
Peaceful
40K games
tankies.
go. Xenos are either killing something, breaking something, or stealing something. You're deployed to intervene, you realize the shit is fucked, and you may as well blow it all up anyways, and then you blow it all up.
None who live can survive the flame.
Which
I'm
may
down with
beg
that
the
plan.
question from your
Prophecies.
perspective, why not just
Always.
blow it all up in the first place?
Nice.
Like
Whoa.
Exterminatus nuke from orbit.
Whoa.
Well, you gotta
That's
see-
a
What
retort.
is
Because it is the Emperor's will, and also purging is really, really fun.
Yeah,
The Gene
yeah.
Stealers are doing just that on one of your space hulks
think
called the
you're fully
Elethros,
space
and you're the
hulk?
librarian in charge of salvaging anything
Tyranids,
of value and
creepy space
purging the
bugs.
Xeno filth.
Your heresy starts.
Otherwise known as the Zerg.
Alongside Devastator Barakeel, Apothecary
Still creepy.
Nahume, and Shot
Or the
Caller
Flood.
Belial, you make
You wanna
up
go Halo?
Deathwing, the
I
first
never
company
really
of the
did.
Dark Angels chapter.
We are the angels of death.
The whole Dark Angels in bone white armor may be a little confusing, but it's only
Okay.
Deathwing. The rest of the Dark Angels are actually green, even though the Salamanders are already green. But the Salamanders are almost always on fire, so it's not that hard to...
Brother, enough with the low, brothers.
Retribution is at
Hey, what game
hand.
is this?
It
This is
is
badass.
our strength.
We are the sons of Caliban.
I am trying
Let
to figure.
fury guide your weapons. Let vengeance be your song. We are the angels of death.
Is this all of the cool
And our
cutscenes to a
enemies
video
shall
game that like might not be as
Decked
good as
out in
this?
Terminator armor, you're larger and more formidable than your ordinary Space Marine, but
Normie
not
Terminator.
so huge that you can't fit through doorways like a
the
menacing full-size
ostentatious skull.
dreadnought.
None may block our path.
And you better believe you're gonna need this intimidating armor, because the Gene Stealers you're up against, well, they're
Oh, wow.
not exactly
Apex
small.
Hungry Boy.
Oh wow,
By
they're
the
big.
Emperor, can the Xenos get any bigger?
And you may be thinking, at least I have 2 Dark Angel Terminators
Where
to
does
help
that
me.
creature
I
hang
know it
out?
may be
What do they do
heresy
for
to
fun?
shit-talk
Like,
fellow
come on, seems really
Terminators.
impractical.
Bold words for
What do
someone
they
with
do for
assault
fun? You
cannon
said
Well, I don't want to know.
range.
They
Heresy.
they kill Tyranids for
You're
sport.
talking
What do you
shit,
mean?
brother.
But short of dispensing a few cookie-cutter voice lines and soaking up damage, they are useless.
This is like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for
That is like
them.
one single
They just show
Xeno.
up and do a
Steady
bunch of
yourself,
stuff.
brother.
Discipline is their sole strength, as in even if they are on the brink of death, they will not heal themselves unless you instruct them to.
Wow.
So
Wow,
if you really
that's-
want to
That
get
is a little
heretical,
impractical.
You, can instruct
You could live
Apothecary
another
Nikhil
day.
to constantly juice himself up with self-heals like a fiending junkie, and he becomes a Tyranid broodlord punching bag while you inflict heavy damage on whatever's attempting to eat you.
That's
Tyranid is not
handy.
the
See,
right
okay, this
word.
gameplay looks pretty good. I
I'm
wanna play this
correct.
game.
This is fun.
Tyranid punching bag.
Your skill tree
I'm
allows
not
you to
even
make
playing
these
it.
fellow
This looks
brothers of
like
yours
a lot
more
of, like,
powerful,
giant bugs to
yourself
kill
more
with
powerful,
mech
or
suits. What's
grant
not to like?
additional purging abilities, and I sure as shit didn't blow any of it on them.
Yes, brother Barricade. I
Space
realize
mind
you
powers.
want
One of them being you
but I
could
can
set
now
yourself on
purge
fire,
heresies
and then it
and
becomes
fire.
really
At least
impractical.
At least
Yeah.
your objectives are simple because
Space
you
and
usually see a
oxygen,
one-word
weird
description like
relationship.
fight or destroy off in the distance, and I think you already know what the hell you're doing here. So let me save my breath.
The Xenos are coming.
Oh,
We
okay.
have to exterminate them at all costs.
Yep.
I'm gonna need more
let's
boldness
hang
for
out,
this heresy.
have a drink.
I'm confused by this heresy, brother.
We could have tea
Bouncy
together and
noses
figure out our
purging
differences,
Have
but
tea.
no, never mind.
Predictably, once the
Have
string of
to.
objectives is complete, you realize the Gene Stealers lived up to their names by stealing your genes and
Oh,
decide
okay.
to
Oh, good.
incinerate the place exterminatus style.
Like a good parent.
Put it in the name.
traces of our gene seed from the bodies of the aliens. So Grandmaster Belial vowed to
I
destroy
couldn't think of any
everything.
gene bands.
Consider this
The
a
winning
clear
game.
division in the video.
Our guns have fallen silent, brother.
Because the single player, especially on the No Mercy difficulty, can be a frustrating, overwhelming with annoyance, and underwhelming with content experience where you feel like a lone guardsman against a legion of Xenos. Let
So it's
me
like
tell
Doom
you about
or
the Tyranids. But the multiplayer
a lot of those
is
games.
5 times better, a totally
Yeah.
different animal,
What?
and it feels heretical
Yeah.
even looping it in with a single player because
Well.
it's a completely distinct experience.
Oh, wow.
Xenophobia increases.
You know you're in a 40K game when instead of saying waiting for players, it's waiting for brothers.
Okay.
I'm getting too loyal for this shit. Brothers. Brother. Psycho. He's ready to smack a heretic. First of all, multiplayer
Knock
allows
down
you to
some
play
Xenos,
6
brother.
classes instead of just 1. Not that I hated playing a librarian,
Face, but I don't know what a
He's
librarian
good.
looks like
That's a cool
because I
librarian.
can't fucking read.
but heavy
Whoa,
weapon
okay.
specialty granted me an assault cannon and abilities like Zero Spread, a devastating mine, and a virtual A10 Warthog for an arm.
Assault cannon deployed.
Blood Ravens be like, be an intellectual. Oh, the size ray.
No, dude, you got this. Nah, you bitch.
Both my alts.
Look at
Watch.
him. Look at him. That's
So yeah, this is yeah.
This looks fun.
easy for somebody with
So
a
I
fucking
guess there's just
A10
too
Warthog
much
strapped to
alien
their
killing
arms.
in the
Video
single
games are the
player. That's
same.
what they're complaining
They'll all get
about.
fucked
Which
if they run into
I
it.
don't
Just
see
watch.
how.
Video games are
It's
the
a real
same.
problem.
That's legitimately what I'm coming to understand. This is like
Almost
Doom
important,
and
because with half the
Gears of
Tyranids being
War
able to tear through
smacked
your
all
armor
in
like a
one
Cheetos bag, you're
game
gonna
that
need
you
an
also
is
get
the
to hold a shield.
predecessor.
key, which happens to be a
You
needle
can also
drill
hold
the
a
size of a
shield.
baseball
Yeah.
bat.
Stimulant deployed.
Throwing everything in there. You know?
I need, and like any other game, you need a healer.
Yeah,
Brother, I need a healer.
This Tyranid whispered in my ear he needed one too.
You would do that. You would do that. The apothecary walks up to you. You think he's gonna heal you. You think he's gonna heal you by stabbing you with his needle. He just punches you in the face.
Wow.
I'm going in.
Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. The cooldown. There, I'm gonna drill your ass.
by the way,
there you
the
go.
little
Hey man, how many fingers
Multiplayer
am I holding
does
up? Turn off
work.
your heavy flamer so I can tell
A
you.
lot of fun. Yikes.
Hello.
You know, it's been hard to recreate
Tactical specialty was
the
a must-have
GoldenEye and
because he can
64
revive a fallen
experience.
brother.
This is it.
We'll talk about it forever, and kids will
An
never
interrogator
understand.
chaplain
We'll just
is
keep
a
telling them,
no-brainer
"Shut up,
because
you
he
don't
can
understand."
revive 3 fallen
this is it.
brothers,
This is the
temporarily
worst aiming
reflect all
mechanic.
incoming
Yeah.
damage, and
Well, 'cause it's not
temporarily
about
become
aiming, it's about fucking smack.
invincible, which
You're right.
makes him broken as shit, the best looking, and overall a force to be reckoned with.
Pain is meaningless to me.
The point I'm making with all
Does
this
the-
fuss
does the
about
thing
classes
earlier
is
say
that
local
multiplayer
chaplain
offers both
too
variety
angry to
and
die or
specialization,
something?
Whether you're looking
Yeah.
for something different or you just want to play someone
Stubborn.
that suits your style, you can move far beyond the librarian of the single player,
But I don't
and
wanna be a
retribution
librarian.
just isn't the same without your brothers.
Brothers, to partake in our crusade
All right.
is to be immortal.
It's worth
Okay,
mentioning at this
well,
point to
you
turn
say that.
Codex rules on
It's like
because it is a
military
far less
propaganda.
grindy experience, and more importantly, friendly fire is off. With
No,
the
you
amount
could-
of heavy flamers we run, I'd say the Codex Astartes does support this action.
We may get birds, brothers.
Yeah, the first thing that you do, of course.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Book
Yeah.
says
Yeah.
this is bad.
Don't
Whip around your fire dildo,
There's no need
and
to do that.
Fire
gosh.
dildo. It can't. Is that fired? You know what?
That's
I'm gonna stop.
branded. TMCR.
Branded. Okay.
Fire dildo.
Oh, okay.
Everybody gangster until Lolly Rick pull out the heavy flamer.
because
Which
it would-
conveniently
well,
leads
never
me to
mind.
my next point. Weapons.
I'm gonna need a heavy flamer for this heresy.
In the single player, you've got to use a versatile weapon. You've got big targets, small targets, close targets, distant targets, so much of the arsenal you can't use because it doesn't meet all those requirements. Take the Redemption,
Seems like the
for
heavy
example,
flamer is the
badass
most versatile
scatterbolter
weapon
that
here.
blasts Xenos away in a ricochet of righteous steel.
I'm gonna unpack
To the
it.
enemy!
I mean,
Yeah.
if you pay attention, it is both an instrument of torture and, as I pointed out, pleasure.
Stormbolter and Stormbolter.
So,
Shit, ricochets?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
In the
Ooh.
single player, you won't have the range to hit the dudes with Grimdark Panzer
Oh,
Shreks
damn.
or anything at a distance for
See,
that
that's
matter,
cool.
and your brain-dead brethren
shield
sure as
thing.
shit won't notice
You
them,
just
so you're
walk with it.
boned due to
Seems
lack
kind
of
of OP.
range. But in multiplayer, you can combine your Redemption with a Heavy Flamer, Spear of Caliban,
Dope.
and Stormbolter for coverage at all ranges. You cover your
Friends,
brother up close while they
it seems
cover
like the
anything
point
at
of
a
this
distance.
section of the video
Yeah.
That's
is to
also
talk
the
about how you
reason
need
why
friends.
Melee is
So
a
this
bit
is
of a
what this is
joke,
all
because on
about,
normal
really. That's
difficulty,
Do you
Warhammer
want-
40K is about making
heretics
friends.
and merciless
Yeah, it's about. It's not about the all of the people that die. It's not about the millions of people who die or the fact that we can never really.
But with any
Yeah,
higher
Yeah.
difficulty, it just doesn't
We can't move
work.
forward
Not
as a
only because
people,
Tyranids
and
specialize in melee combat as Apex
I'm still trying to,
predators, but
you know,
so
trying
many
to figure out how to
Genestealers
get
can one-shot
into
you,
my
it's
weird
paramount
sex
to
stuff so
purge
I
them
can,
before
you
they
know,
get close.
avoid being
Furthermore,
slain
damage
by
is
the god of
localized, as in if a Genestealer
whatever her
chops
name
your
is. I
right
can't.
arm, you
So
can't shoot,
I
and
can't
slashes
remember
your
her name is
legs,
right
you
now.
can't
It's messed
run
up. You're
away.
trying to, like,
So
you know,
again,
get into the cult, but I
melee
I'm
mean,
telling you,
is
I just really.
one life to live in this universe.
Hey, at least you can use a power fist with every heavy weapon, so it may not be a sword or an axe, but you can still smack a heretic.
Yeah.
Why would you walk right towards the
Finest
hammer and
uppercut.
uppercut?
Every weapon in the arsenal is at your disposal with brothers by your
say
side
that.
in
It's probably if I'm gonna die
multiplayer,
in
instead of
real
a
life.
handful of versatile ones in the single player, which means more fun, more
More.
purging, and of course, indiscriminate use of the heavy flamer.
Burn in holy fire!
I tell you to stop
Wow, you
using
say
your
holy.
flamer so that I can see. First of all, this is a heavy flamer.
Why are you flaming me? I'm right.
My flame does not discriminate. I'm an equal opportunity flamer.
So I don't really. I mean, I don't know if that really makes sense.
Hey, 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 hey.
Hey.
No.
You're like a disciplining mother with like a spray bottle, but instead it's a heavy flamer.
No.
It's heavy for a reason, because the Xenos you're up against I like to categorize as Apex Predators,
All right.
suicidal Apex Predators, and Apex Predators so large that they can only be described
Yeah,
as
that's-
virtually immortal.
That's a big boy.
Boy,
Yeah.
It's a big boy.
Yeah.
Get out of my way,
That's what it is.
Clue.
Yeah.
You said it.
Stole my
It's a
idea.
thing, it's a thing.
Oh, get behind the man with the assault
Oh my
cannon.
Oh
gosh.
God.
Come up in a second.
Yeah,
No,
that's.
we'll be fine, Clue.
a
You
really
got an
big
assault
boy.
cannon and a heavy flamer, he'll go down.
Yeah. The heavy
Technically,
flamer.
the Scythe Strain is virtually immortal, and
He's the
Brood
Predator.
Lord is virtually
That's the
immortal
Predator.
and psychic. So,
Okay, well, that's
rule
not
of
fair.
thumb, Cthulhu-looking
Could-
Xenos
could-
are superior
that's,
to
just like-
non-Cthulhu-looking
That's
Wow.
Davy
Xenos.
Jones
What is
from
this?
the
Get
Pirates of the
behind me,
Caribbean.
brother. There's a Cthulhu fan club out here.
You know,
And if it's a
Cthulhu
20-foot
used to
tall
be-
praying
well, that's
mantis
a Cthulhu.
bug-looking
That's
thing that just cuts your buddy in
actually
half and doesn't
Cthulhu.
go
That's
down
actually
with an initial
Cthulhu.
burst, it's either a
From
sight
Pirates of the
strain or a
Caribbean.
brood lord, and you may want to start a
Good franchise.
tactical
Arnold
withdrawal,
Schwarzenegger.
because 2 more are on their way.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's dad.
For victory later.
All right, everything you got,
Wide on
everything you
ice,
got
boys.
to the brood lord on the right. Just
Wow.
get close to the objective.
just-
As
yeah,
soon
get
as
him.
he gets here,
Yeah,
you
just
Yeah,
yeah.
you're not.
You're not getting the dude
Gun
that's
hit your
okay.
ear.
Well, I
I have
guess.
to bounce back. I got the reflect damage.
You're honestly not going to be able to see anything. Just keep taking him. We got a heavy flamer and an assault
Oh,
cannon just
oh, big
laying
boy.
into
This
him.
does look
Doesn't
fun,
matter.
but
You
oh my
can't
god.
see anything.
Yeah, this looks like
I gotta be so shocked.
I got you. You're coming back.
this looks like multiple seizures waiting to happen.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. They're
I can't
toast.
see a
They're
fucking
toast.
thing.
When the 20-foot tall, genetically perfect apex predator gets mowed down by a bunch of dipshit farmers with flashlights. I could rant about the bullshit psychers that can one-shot you with heresy, but I don't want this video
Nice.
to quadruple in length for the sake of Xeno sorcery space magic.
I am calm. What sorcery is this?
Yet no matter how terrifying the Xenos you're faced with, they all have a glaring weakness with no known counter. Doors.
This is a point of strategic import.
It may sound weird that doors are the pinnacle of strategy in Deathwing, but deciding whether to lock them, unlock them, or simply power fist them open for a rapid escape is the closest it comes to chess.
I leave only rubble.
You're insisting on a
A quick
Yeah.
tutorial on doors. These are the most important things. Not even
That's how you go through doors. This is gonna keep them out, right?
Yes,
Don't
if
do
you
it.
hack it. Oh, let's close this door behind us. Oh wait, we can't. Oh
And this
wait.
is where I unlocked the door. There was one.
All right, this isn't what we're actually supposed to do. Now, come. No.
Oh,
Get in here, brother. I'll block it. I'll block it. I'll block it. I can shut it. No, I'll get it. Oh,
Okay.
I can hear him right there.
see that?
I'm sure that was the hive timer from last mission.
He is right there, and he is so mad.
He's pissed.
So he's not gonna be able to get through the
Do
door.
not want your Girl Scout cookies, brother.
As long as we don't do
It should
anything,
also
he's
be
not gonna get
mentioned
through the
that
door.
doors and entryways are the most dangerous adversary in all of the Elethros because they can swallow you without mercy or meaning.
There's a lot of. Oh.
Oh.
It's probably in this
Oh,
thing
that
has
seems
Oh.
opened
fair.
up.
That seems fair. I gotta purge this heresy right
There you
now.
go.
Looks like heresy to me,
Nice,
brother.
nice.
I don't see anybody.
Heresy is now airborne. Get this off my screen.
I'll fucking light them on fire though. I don't give a shit.
Open the door. Open the door.
I'm trying.
Brother.
I liked
So
the
it's just
tenacity
stuck
of the
there
fire
like
guy.
a big piece
Yeah.
of shit. The Codex Astartes does not support this.
He knows what's up.
action.
He just-
Brother, I am pinned here.
If you don't get stuck, you'll experience the best the game has to offer outside of the heavy flamer, which is the environment. From the biggest freezer in the universe to the massive cathedrals, holy shit is it ever well done.
Does the architecture bring honor to the
All the way
Emperor?
to space to
Yes.
build your
Are we
bullshit.
overloading the
Yep.
reactor to purge it all in flame in 20 minutes? Also, yes.
Yeah.
Look at my screen, I'm freezing my ass off in here. That's such a good solution. Brother.
Brother, are you cold?
Brother, I am chilled here. And the better decisions you make, the longer you'll stay alive, the more purging you'll do, and the more renown you'll earn to spend on upgrades like faster reloads, beefier health, and weapons that never jam.
I don't always
Systemic
jam my
violence.
spare Caliban, but when I do, it's because the sight strain is breathing on my face.
My face when I see a hive tyrant and I'm reloading. Resilient increases HP by 30% for each body part. A fellow space
okay.
marine just walks up and jabs you in the arm. You're still at 100%. Cosmetics are available too, which you can frown upon all you want, but you've really got to grind for them, and at least they aren't microtransactions.
One of the skins is the indomitable assault cannon of wrath.
Holy
Indomitable.
shit, Psycho, that's such a neat skin. Fuck.
Oh, well, thank you.
Traitor's Doom, Destruction's Glory, the Voice of Devastation, Torment of Defiance. and
These are some
Pain of
names.
Heretic.
Yikes.
Jesus.
Wait, is that?
Yeah.
Wait. I can really ham that up.
Okay, you just go hammer.
Bane of the Heretic,
Okay,
Torment of Defiance, Traitor's Doom, Destruction's
There
Glory,
you go.
Voice of
The
Devastation.
voice of devastation.
Oh, it's
Brother.
hilarious.
I'm glad that I successfully deceived you until the end of the video because the greatest enemy in the entire game frame rates. Even with a
Nice.
monster rig of an i9-7980
Oh,
XE and a
shite. I
2080
don't really
Ti,
know all
I
these
can
things,
see
He just
Wow,
he
this
just he
is
just
nice.
yelled out
Big
he
numbers.
just yelled out a whole
Terms.
terms.
Sounds impressive. Oh, shit. And your frames.
Purge them in flames.
I mean, I do
Emperor's
understand the frames
finest.
portion,
Yeah.
but nice.
If I
Look at
grab this
this.
card, it's gonna
Emperor's
break. It's gonna break.
Oh god, don't cross the streams!
God, are these flames ray tracing enabled?
I still am at 40.
But I'm also glad and most thankful that I had my brothers beside me
Aw.
because we had Jackal, who knows everything about 40K.
Lionel Johnson is the Primarch of the Dark Angels. The only reason he hasn't returned is because he's literally just asleep.
Jello, who knows next to nothing about 40K.
What is that? It's my ex-wife, Karen.
Garrett, that fits.
I'm gonna.
I already gave you the alimony.
burn the custody paper.
Why would
Kids are
Karen-
coming.
Oh god.
And Heavenly, who fits somewhere in between.
Sounds like a bunch of nerds. Blood for
Yep.
the blood god.
Yep.
Clearly some heresy.
I hope you
Yeah,
had
that's
fun
good
breaking
experience.
heretics in half with me.
Light will not save you, Valzino.
And even if you didn't, we purged them all in flame and bounced on out of there anyways.
Their shelter has become their
I'll play this game.
Fun,
The
except for the
end.
frame
I'd like to
rates.
extend a solemn RIP to all
Wow, I
the
haven't seen
shitters
this
in my
dude's face
Discord
this
that
whole
I banned
time.
for
Wow.
saying the Deathwing is trash. I don't know. Anybody I ban is the same pile of filth in my book. Damn. This is how I look when I ban people.
Oh. Hi.
He's got that frontal cortex
Secondly, I
really
kind of miss having a
activating.
boss fight.
Yeah.
Not that I miss Xeno scum in any way, shape, or form, but maybe if there was a bigger Xeno that I got to fight that said some shit like,
Nice.
that could have been kind of
That would
neat
be cool.
instead of just seeing a bigger and bigger Tyranid each time that didn't have a name. And thirdly, holy shit, do I ever miss unlimited sprint. I know it's not something that always goes through your mind.
It's a nice
but when
ring
you
light that
run,
he
like,
has. I'm sorry,
20
I'm just
feet
paying
and you are
attention to
just
his
sucking wind.
his-
Damn,
you
do I
know,
ever
the
miss
filming.
unlimited sprint.
filming.
Holy
It's a curse.
God. With all that being said, I had a ton of fun playing this game. I had a ton of fun making this video. Anytime I just get to play in your sandbox, those of you that are really, really hardcore 40K dudes, I have a blast. In closing, I'd like to thank you
that-
guys so very much for watching.
that
It
might be
means the
me. I've
world to
spent
me that you
enough
watched the
time
end of the video, and I had so much
consecutively
fun
researching
creating content
40K.
at a Warhammer
Yeah.
You're an
40K.
expert?
It is so
No.
over the top.
Okay.
It is
I don't-
so
I don't even
nuts.
know
I
what that
love
one
every
chick's name is
second.
that I
And be sure
apparently
to tune in
worship
next
all of
year when we go to a Salamander's
my-
barbecue.
Still messed up. Don't. Oh.
Her name's Solaris.
Just put, okay.
Selena.
Wow. 40K shit's this. Okay, but you have,
Psoriasis.
okay.
What's her name?
I'm not reading all this. I don't.
Kerrigan.
Kerrigan. I think her name's Kerrigan.
This was a 20. How are you possibly gonna?
That was 20 minutes.
How are you possibly gonna cut this into usable bits?
Well, the Bricky videos are all 20 minutes, and
Oh,
those
okay.
went pretty well.
You guys actually, you guys want to sit here and watch us learn about
40K?
40K for 20 minutes?
Man.
That's pretty cool. I mean, like,
That's-
you just have to in the comments below tell me what that one chick's name is.
Solamesh.
Solamesh.
Selnash.
I was so
And
close.
by
I
the
said
way,
sir.
Yeah.
This was one of the most heavily requested videos. It's only tied with HELSREACH.
Wow.
Which is something else that we'll be looking at. Yeah, no, I enjoyed all of that. One, it's like a good, funny
Yeah.
history, whereas like Bricky was like funny, but a little more serious because there was so much to get through, you know. Whereas this was like it could be broken up into a few easier digestible bits, and it was like very comical the whole time.
Looked very fun. I don't know these games, but it's fun that they're both of them seem very true experiences of what 40K people would be going through when you're fighting orcs. It becomes a very weird colonial political fungi problem. When you're fighting
I think
Tyranids, it's like very aliens.
That's literally all of what 40K is. I think it's
Yeah.
just one giant political
Smorgas, like,
death match.
Imagine a 40K MMO RPG. It's all the letters. I don't know, but like one of those things.
MMORPG,
like with like
LMFAO.
Saints Row, like
like
rules.
Saints Row, but with the telling you, dude, fire dildos.
Yeah.
That was what those were.
Well,
And
it's gonna happen. We willed it into existence.
Daniel,
I want my cut for
I
coming
know
up
that
with the
you-
idea, because clearly I'm the most creative person. on the
Daniel, I know
internet.
that you put this together. I swear to you, you gotta get an image. You gotta get just a stable image of that there dildo thing that I'm talking about from Saints Row.
I fired dildos.
It's for comparison. You could. It's.
Be
I'm not
safe.
asking you to do like hard work. I just mean like just one stable
Consent.
picture of it, so that way people know what I'm talking about. I'm not just crazy talking about dildos here.
Gunner
He's
wants
gonna
a
make
fire
me.
dildo.
He's gonna make me.
and-
He's gonna make me look so crazy in this. Anyways.
Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe and check out our other videos. So if you want us to react to something, write it for us in the comments below. See you next time.